What's going on, movie lovers? Welcome to Apocaflix Movie News. I am Jacob Bartley, and I am joined, as most of the time, with Gio Ramos.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Lots of exciting news to talk about this week.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is our movie news topic podcast where we break down some of the biggest movie news stories that come out throughout the week, mainly the mainstream film, but we dive into a bunch of different variety of topics. So let's get right into it. So first up, we have something regarding Star Wars Episode VIII and the characters of Luke and Rey and who it's going to focus on. So director Rian Johnson has been hard at work on Star Wars Episode VIII for the past few years, but even so, we've heard very little comments from him about his upcoming sequel to J.J. Abrams' The Force Awakens. The only thing worth noting from the director so far is the reveal that the film will pick up moments after The Force Awakens' conclusion. But luckily for us, we now have more. USA Today recently released their 2017 preview, and instead of revealing an official image for the film like others, the news outlet gave us a juicy new tidbit from Johnson. In the lengthy comment, Johnson said, "How Rey and Luke relate to each other is the key relationship in Episode VIII. He also said it's a large part of the film, and will address why Luke is where he's at and what he'll do next. On top of that, Johnson touched on Daisy Ridley's Rey and about her newfound powers, saying she's taking her first step to coming to terms with this thing inside her that she never knew was there and is just starting to reveal its potential." So I'll go ahead and start this off. I like what I'm hearing. I mean, it's safe to say we could have assumed that this is what we were going to be getting in Episode VIII.
Right.
Like, of course, the way The Force Awakens ends, it's Luke and Rey on the island and them just staring at each other, and the film just ends. So you could assume that the next film is going to have to do a lot with that relationship. And also, Rey dealing with her powers, we didn't really get to see her emotionally deal with her powers in The Force Awakens. It happened all so fast. She realized she had them, she started using them, and she
didn't know what was happening in the moment.
Pretty much, yeah. And she still doesn't fully understand the Force by the end of The Force Awakens. So I'm sure Luke is going to teach her a lot about it, and through that she's going to start having emotions about herself, and kind of it's all going to hit her finally, hit her that she is a Jedi or a Force-sensitive being who's going to become a Jedi. So while this is really cool to hear him say this stuff, it's nothing crazy. It's nothing that I didn't expect already.
Yeah, one thing I remember from The Force Awakens, that end scene, is how Rey's face changes.
Oh yeah,
when she's holding out the lightsaber, first she's like, help us, and then in a moment she just, her face changes, and then her and Luke are connected. So they have that connection maybe through the Force, where it's I hear you now, I understand you. This is your destiny.
Oh, for sure.
Looking forward to that. And look, I like how Rian Johnson says, saying this thing inside her. We all know it's the Force.
Of course.
Yeah. So that was pretty funny. But I like how they're not giving us a lot. It works so well for The Force Awakens with that marketing. Even up to the final trailer, we still didn't have. Once that final trailer came out, we finally knew what the story was about. But leading up to the teaser trailers, there wasn't much. I expect the same with Episode VIII. They're going to take their time, and it's going to be amazing. It'll be worth the wait.
You know what's funny about that end scene? I just rewatched The Force Awakens. Actually, my brother was watching it, and that scene comes up where Rey's flying to the island. I was and I just got glued to the TV. I couldn't look away, and she pulls out the lightsaber and looks at him. And this is the very first time I noticed this. He pulls down the hood and he looks at her, and then for a split second, his eyes just become really wide. Something changes in his eyes in that scene, and he's like, "Oh shit, it's you." And you could see that reaction in his eyes, and I never noticed that before. So it goes to show, first of all, you're never done learning about a movie. Every time you watch it, you can pick up on something new, and I think that even proves more that Luke knows who she is, or has an idea. This isn't
the first time they've met.
Yeah, he knows of her for sure. Yeah. If not from the Force, then he used to know her when she was a little girl or something like that. Alright, so after signing Dwayne Johnson on to play Black Adam in what seems like a decade ago, 2019 2017 may finally be the time we get some serious information on the planned DC movie Shazam. It started with Johnson posting a photo of himself and Superman himself, Henry Cavill, having some drinks. Then producer Hiram Garcia shared his excitement over social media after a meeting at DC and now has circled back around to The Rock. Johnson is a huge social media presence, and according to his Instagram, he just had a huge meeting with DC over the Shazam movie and the entire DCEU. Johnson said the following: "Had a very cool and strategic meeting with the heads of DC about their entire universe. As a hardcore DC fan, to get a real sense of the tonal shifts and developments coming in these future movies has me fired up." Alright, Gio, I know this may excite you or maybe upset you to hear The Rock say this. How do you feel about this?
What upsets me is that, people are, criticizing once again the DCEU and what's taking so long? What's going on? This and that. Why aren't we hearing anything? Dwayne Johnson, he's a very busy man, probably the busiest man in Hollywood. With his TV show Ballers and all the Ford commercials he does, and the movies he has coming out every year. I mean, 2017 is a big year for him, and it's great to finally see some more developments. A reminder that yes, The Rock is busy, but he has the DC in mind, playing the Black Adam character. He's so excited and passionate about it. And that picture with him and Henry Cavill, that lit a fire in me because I'm so excited. The thought of Dwayne Johnson appearing in Man of Steel 2 as the Black Adam, giving us his version of Black Adam before maybe a Shazam movie, that's such a good idea. I can't wait to see it. So.
Yeah, I like hearing this. I really like The Rock, and I love his presence online, and I don't want to say I trust him, but he's not going to lie about being excited, and I believe him that he's genuine in his excitement, so that gets me excited to hear that. And of course I love seeing that picture. I think Henry Cavill as Superman is one of the best things this DCEU has going for it, and to have him with The Rock having drinks or dinner or whatever, that's awesome to see. And I do think it'll be better for the DCEU to introduce Black Adam in a Justice League or a Man of Steel 2. Maybe he could be a villain or a side villain or something like that. I know they're going in the route where they're going to maybe turn him into an anti-hero. The Rock has even came out and said that. And I also wouldn't mind if they didn't do a Shazam movie and just had the character of Black Adam in the DCEU. I also wouldn't mind seeing a Shazam movie, but I could totally see them just using Black Adam, the character, in the movies, because I don't know how well a Shazam movie is going to do. Maybe if you have The Rock as the co-lead, probably going to do well, but I could just see them using him as a side character in all the other DCEU films, kind of like how the Hulk is used in the MCU, have him in Justice League 2, Man of Steel 2, and other films like that. But however they do it, that's a win for them to get Dwayne The Rock Johnson,
of course, yeah,
on their side. Good for DC. They're lucky they got him before Marvel did. Yeah, even though Marvel has tons of big stars. Alright, well, and what has actually become an exciting movie over the last month or so, depending on who you ask, Disney unveiled the first full trailer for their upcoming Cars 3 late on Monday night. The trailer continues the theme of a bit of a darker story for Lightning McQueen, as McQueen is suddenly pushed out of the sport he loves after being blindsided by a new generation of racers. To prove that number 95 isn't through yet, Lightning will need the help of an eager young technician named Cruz Ramirez and inspiration from the fabulous Hudson Hornet to get back in the game. Cars 3 stars the voices of Owen Wilson, Armie Hammer, Cristela Alonso, and races into theaters on June 16th, 2017. Gio, I know you liked that first initial teaser trailer. How do you feel about this longer trailer?
It was a good follow-up. It's a little bit lighter, not as dramatic as the first one, where we literally see Lightning McQueen's parts flying everywhere, It's still a Pixar movie. It's going to have that heart. We all know this story about, the athlete who, is no longer in their prime, and they still have something to prove, and they still have, that fire in them. So I love those kind of stories. I think it's a good story enough for a Cars movie. If you're going to make a Cars 3, why not go back to Lightning McQueen rediscovering himself, this time at an older age. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't believe I'm saying it, but I'm excited for a Cars movie. So. So
yeah, I am actually looking forward to it too. So much so that when I was putting together my most anticipated list, I looked at it for a second and was like, honorable mention. I was like, no, but it's around there. I would. And considering how many movies are coming out this year, this is pretty high. I would say it's in like my top 25 most anticipated movies for 2017. I think that they know what they did wrong with the second one, and that they're gonna course correct that and put some more effort into this one. Because I know John Lasseter, he's the head of Pixar and Disney Animation. Like, he loves this franchise, and I think his wife loves the franchise as well.
Yeah.
And so I don't understand why they didn't put more thought or effort into it before, but I think they're doing that with this. Obviously, they make money, so it's not hard for them to go into making this movie.
Yeah.
But as far as this trailer, it's good. It's not bad. And the first teaser trailer was like, ooh, that's intriguing. And then I don't feel like this lived up to that first teaser trailer, even though this is just an extension of that.
Yeah,
I don't feel like it lived up to it, but it was still good enough to I'm gonna go watch Cars 3 in theaters, and that's ultimately its goal, right?
Yeah, I love the casting of Armie Hammer too as the new hotshot of the NASCAR. Playing kind of like his character in the Social Network, where he kind of was given everything. He took the easy path, and now he's he's the top dog, and he's going to learn real quickly what life is all about, So.
Yeah, I think that the interesting thing is going to be how the newer cars have all this technology, and Lightning McQueen is considered an older car, and how he deals with that. So it should be very interesting. Again, dealing with larger themes that adults understand while still being kid friendly. Yeah. I just don't want to see a lot of Mater.
Yeah,
even though he was funny in the first movie.
He's good as a side character.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, following the footsteps of both 21 Jump Street franchise and this year's Baywatch, the next classic TV show to get a big screen comedy remake is Chips. We just got our first look at the movie thanks to a first trailer, which sees Dax Shepard's former professional motorcycle rider and Michael Pena's undercover federal agent team up as California Highway Patrol officers. Chips rides into theaters on March 24th, 2017, was written and directed by Shepard himself, and also stars Vincent D'Onofrio, Kristen Bell, Ryan Hansen, and Maya Rudolph. So I just watched this trailer this morning at work when I was going through the movie notes, and I didn't really know what to expect. I'm not familiar with the TV show. I like Dax Shepard. I love Michael Pena. He's freaking great. I did expect a type of 21 Jump Street type movie, and I did not get that feel at all. I didn't hate the trailer, but it just, I don't know. I didn't love it. I didn't really laugh. I don't remember a moment that I laughed, other than maybe the very beginning when they cause a whole bunch of destruction behind them, and he's like, "Oh, we're supposed to save people" or something like that. But after that, nothing. So, and if the point of a comedy trailer is to make you laugh and get you to want to see the movie, this didn't do it for me. How about you, Gio?
Yeah, it's not a good trailer. I didn't laugh at all. And that's bad because this is supposed to be a comedy, and I mean, maybe they're saving the jokes for the actual movie. We always hope that way, but I just don't have a good feeling about this movie. I have no interest in seeing it. That's a trailer supposed to get you interested. It didn't do that for me. Dax Shepard, I don't really watch too much of him. I've seen him here and there, but he's never really caught my interest.
Have you seen Let's Go to Prison with him and Will Arnett?
You know what? I saw a little bit of that.
That movie is funny, dude.
Is it?
That's where I started to like him a lot.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess I'll have to check that out. But this, a lot of movies they want to try and replicate what Jump Street did, just by bringing back these TV shows and trying to inject some new funny kind of its own style.
Yeah.
And I mean, Baywatch is doing it. I don't know. It's just I don't think they got it right, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking more forward to Baywatch, especially with that cast for sure. And Michael Pena has another similar movie like this coming out with Alexander Skarsgård. I forget the name of that movie, or did it already come out?
You know what?
It's kind of like a buddy cop movie too.
I think that already came out.
Did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very similar to this.
Flew
it looked
over,
like. Yeah. Alright, so although last summer's Warcraft was received to a pretty mixed reception, director Duncan Jones has showed no signs of slowing down. We're still awaiting any kind of word on a possible sequel to the video game adaptation, but Jones is looking forward to his next film, and we now have our first look. The sci-fi thriller takes place in 2052 Berlin and stars Alexander Skarsgård as a mute bartender who, after a child accident, lost his ability to speak. But when his girlfriend disappears, he sets out on what's being called a Norrish quest to find her, diving deep into the city's seedy neon underworld. Paul Rudd and Justin Theroux star alongside him as a pair of American surgeons. Gio, you checked out these images. What do you think?
I could see where the similarities between this and Blade Runner are, especially with the coloring, the visual look.
It kind of looks like it.
Yeah. Now, I haven't seen Blade Runner all the way through. We started watching it, but... we had to turn our attention away for something else. I like Duncan Jones. He gained a lot of respect from me with Moon. Very low budget indie, very focused movie. Haven't seen Source Code. I hear a lot of great things about it, and I did enjoy Warcraft. It wasn't great. It's no Marvel, level movie or anything like that, but I still enjoyed it, and I think this guy is still a great director, very talented, and it's nice to see him, step away from a bigger budget like Warcraft and go to something a little bit smaller. I love the cast, and can't wait to see.
Yeah, I'm so down for this. I have not seen Moon, but I've heard great things. I need to watch it. I have seen Source Code, and I love Source Code. That movie is amazing. Like, I cannot recommend it enough. Stars Jake Gyllenhaal. Great movie. And I liked Warcraft as well. It was disappointing, but I enjoyed it enough to say, like, I had a good time. I'm not upset that I spent $15 to watch it in XD. I did have a good, especially visually and stuff like that. I think it looked really great. And I think Duncan Jones going back to some type of original idea of his. I don't know if Source Code and Moon were like purely his own original ideas, but obviously it's not like working with a big franchise with the studios having hands in the pot like that. This is his own thing, and I think that's where he works best. I think that's where he should stick to. If they do a Warcraft 2, I would like him to direct it again, because I think he can fix his mistakes. Maybe the studio backs off a little bit. But I think this sounds great, and I'm definitely interested in this. And I like Alexander Skarsgård. I thought he was great as Tarzan earlier this year. So, and we just talked about him with the Michael Pena movie. How funny. Yeah. All right, well, earlier we mentioned USA Today's 2017 preview of some of this year's biggest movies, and included in that was a brand new look at Zack Snyder's Justice League. We've seen what each of the characters will look like in previous image, but this image offers better detailed looks at Cyborg, The Flash, and Aquaman, as well as possibly being the first official still from the movie itself. Justice League hits theaters on November 17th, 2017, and stars Ben Affleck, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ezra Miller, Ray Fisher, Henry Cavill, and a very big supporting cast. So, I'll go ahead and start this one off. What can I say? This image is awesome. I love it. I'm so excited for Justice League. I believe it was my number 3 or 4 most anticipated movie of the year. I cannot wait for this movie. I'm going to lose my mind when it comes out. But my problem with this image is my problem with the movie. Looking forward to it is there's no Superman, and we all know where Superman is as for now. As far as we know, he's dead. And we know he's going to come back, but I think they should have had their first Justice League movie with Superman front and center in the marketing, in the trailers, in the images. Obviously, not after they killed him in Batman v Superman. I just think they should have waited to kill him, maybe did that storyline in A Man of Steel 2 or something like that. That could have maybe worked a lot better. But even though I don't want to get too into it, but I appreciate the sacrifice he made, but for the Justice League's sake, I wish he didn't die. I wish he was here in this image with them in the trailers, but we're not getting that. And that reserves it from being my number 2, not number 1, nothing's going to top episode 8, but number 2 most anticipated movie there, because it's a freaking Justice League movie. Sure. And I'm so pumped, and I love this image, but I still wish Superman was there.
Yeah, I absolutely love this image. It's great seeing all 5 of them together. Green Lantern, We know he'll eventually show up. Superman, we know he'll eventually show up as well. Cyborg has been getting quite a bit of criticism for his outfit look. Some saying his outfit's a little too complicated, looking, but I disagree because Cyborg, if you know anything about him, he's basically all like, technology mother box, and his body is capable of so much, that he can pretty much do anything. And I love the look of it. It's just a photo. I think it'll look better once we see it on the big screen. And I can't wait for this movie to come out. We're 10 months away. I'm tired of defending this movie. I'm tired of reading all the criticism, this and that, which it deserves to a certain extent, but I'm just like, I can't wait for this movie to come out. Like, hurry up, so we can definitively know if the DCEU is in good hands or not. Because for the next 10 months, it's just going to be nothing but marketing coming out and every little thing getting criticized, this and that, this and that, this and that. And I'm over it. Like, come on, let's get the movie. Unfortunately, it's only January. We got 10 months away, so we'll see.
I'm looking at this image right now, and I just can't help but smile because it is so awesome. Just look at Aquaman and his staff.
As a comic book fan, how could you not be excited?
The Flash. I know people have criticism of the Flash's costume, but you got to make it look different than the TV show. I know the TV show is more the classic look, but I don't mind that they're making it look different.
And it's not the final form either. That's still a suit that he put together.
I love Batman and Superman. Obviously, Cyborg. I think Cyborg looks awesome. He looks pretty much like similar to what he always looks like. I don't see the problem there. It just looks. I can't wait to see them all fighting together. That is going to be awesome. All right, well, moving on to our take one and leave one segment, where we take two movie-related things and say which one we take and which one we leave. Doesn't mean you hate the one you leave, just means you like the one you take a little bit more. Our first versus today includes two new second trailers that were recently released. The first is for Baywatch, the big screen remake of the popular 90s TV show that follows Dwayne Johnson's Mitch Buchanan, Zac Efron's new hotshot lifeguard, and their beach protecting team as they unravel mysterious activities revolving around a local beach club. Also starring Alexandra Daddario, Kelly Robrock, and Priyanka Chopra, Baywatch swims into theaters on May 26, 2016. The trailer it's going up against is for Gold, which stars Matthew McConaughey as a failing businessman desperate for a lucky break. As a last effort, he teams up with a just as luckless geologist played by Edgar Ramirez to search and find gold deep within the Indonesian jungle. Gold also stars Bryce Dallas Howard, Corey Stoll, Toby Kebbell, and Bruce Greenwood, and is released on January 27th, 2017. Joe, after checking out both of these trailers, which one are you taking and which one are you leaving?
Take a Baywatch. Look, Gold, I'm intrigued by it. I'm looking forward to it. Matthew McConaughey, he's still great. I don't know why it was a red band trailer. I mean, there was a little bit of sexual content in there, and then like a 5-second shot of Matthew McConaughey's ass. I mean, if I was a female, I'd buy that, sure, whatever. But Baywatch, the trailer, this is the most self-aware trailer I've seen yet. You got Zac Efron and Dwayne Johnson carrying refrigerators, and they're like, what does this have to do with, lifeguard, And then later on, Zac Efron's like, this sounds like an overblown entertaining TV show, this whole thing. And then, Dwayne Johnson, he can sell a movie, this guy, he's like, Baywatch, motherfucker. Like, yeah, like, I buy it. Like, it's great. I can't wait. We're only a month away. It's going to be a fun movie.
Yeah, I'm taking Baywatch for sure. I thought Gold was supposed to come out last year. I think it was, and they pushed it or something like that.
January 27th sounds a little too late for the awards.
Oh, it is.
Well, I mean, no, you obviously get a limited release in December, but
I don't know if it did.
Why would you push it like a full month away? Like,
yeah, I don't know if it even got a limited release in December. Maybe it did, but I thought it was supposed to come out in 2016.
Yeah.
Gold looks decent. I'm gonna see it. I'm intrigued with Matthew McConaughey's performance, but I'm all about Baywatch. It looks so funny. Like we said when the first trailer came out, that we can't judge this until we get a red band trailer. We finally got a red band trailer. Well, I didn't love it. there were still things in there like, yes, that's what I want. I want The Rock saying some of the things that he said. He's like, it's Baywatch, bitch. Like, I want that. And how they're talking about, we're here to protect people, and then it switches to them like doing a competition of carrying fridges. Like, come on now, that's pretty damn funny. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Baywatch. So I'm gonna take Baywatch and leave Gold, unfortunately. So our last matchup of the show includes a pair of new castings that were announced this week. First is for next year's gigantic Marvel movie, Avengers Infinity War, where Variety is reporting that Game of Thrones star Peter Dinklage is currently in talks to join the massive project in what's being called a key role. Avengers Infinity War hits theaters on May 4th, 2018. What it's going up against is a big one, as it was officially announced that Woody Harrelson has joined Disney and Lucasfilm's upcoming Han Solo spinoff in a role that's being described as Han Solo's mentor. Harrelson joins a cast full of young talent, including Alden Ehrenreich as Han Solo, Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian, and Emilia Clarke in an unknown role. The untitled Han Solo spinoff will be directed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller and fly into theaters on May 25th, 2018, but has been rumored to be moved to December 2018. So I'll go ahead and start this one. Considering the Peter Dinklage one is not confirmed and we have no idea what character he's up for, I'm definitely, and even if I did know, I have a hard time seeing that casting beating out Woody Harrelson in the Han Solo film. I love Woody Harrelson. He is one of like the most entertaining actors to watch today. Like, I hear he's in a project, I'm automatically interested.
Yeah.
He was great in Edge of 17. He looks freaking great in War for the Planet of the Apes. And he is perfect for this type of role. Like, he reminds me of a Han Solo type character, and I can't wait to see him. I totally see the Han Soloisms in Woody Harrelson, so I could see a young Han Solo learning from this guy and taking some of his like charisma and style and attitude. So I 100% take the Woody Harrelson casting and leave the Peter Dinklage one, even though that's cool. Peter Dinklage in Avengers Infinity War, depending on the role, I'm down for that too, but I'm taking Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, big fan of Peter Dinklage. We saw him in Days of Future Past already as Bolivar Trask. Yeah. He was good in that role. I wanted to see a little bit more from him, or maybe his character given a little bit more. And I don't think we're going to get that with Avengers Infinity War, because this movie's stacked, man. I mean, the Russos, they did a great job, with, all the characters they had to handle in Civil War. But now you're going to times that by 2 and try to make Thanos at the same time a very, give him a prominent role. And I just don't see Peter Dinklage having a big enough role to where he can, do something with the character. Whereas Woody Harrelson, he's going to be in a much more tightly casted film, and he's going to have, that role of being Han Solo's mentor. And plus, anything that Woody Harrelson's in, anything he's in, he's always great. Always great. Always brings it every time. Always carries that same amount of, charisma on screen. He can play pretty much anything. So for those reasons, I'm taking Woody Harrelson's casting.
Yeah, well, that's going to do it for Apocaflix movie news this week. Gio, let them know where they can find you online.
You guys can find me on Twitter at GioRamos24. Check out ApocalypseMovies.com, and also check out this YouTube channel. We have some good content coming up. We've already posted our most anticipated for 2017, our top 10 movies of 2016, and more to come.
And you can find me, Jacob Bartley, on Twitter at JacobBartley_. And of course, like Gio said, on this YouTube channel, we got our movie news podcast, our Padawan podcast, movie reviews, Apocaflix editorials, and we're trying to put out a lot more content lately. So help us out and subscribe, hit that like button. We truly do appreciate it. And as always, until next time, take care.